All right, so we got another episode of this, us talking into microphones in a podcast form with some editing, mostly just for imagery, and cutting out blank space. And we are on...
The internet?
Okay, your channel.
Woohoo!
Whose channel?
JoJo's channel.
So, I am MrTopTenList, and this is...
Judge Meter!
So, if for some reason you've discovered this video, and this is the first thing you're seeing of any of us, we have stuff on my channel, MrTopTenList, that is much more organized and well edited. But hey, this channel is just so we can just talk into a mic and talk about things. And
Are you saying I'm unorganized?
no, you're very organized. I edit the video, so really you can edit the podcast, so you can just say I'm the one that's unorganized, and I just make you look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're great.
Thank you. So are you, Judgment Meter.
Thanks.
Aw. Okay, that's it. Just the make you feel good segment. No, today. So, Judgment Meter and I have been watching stuff.
I do enjoy the stuff.
And so I decided to show her JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, as opposed to like anything else that's called JoJo's, the singer from the early 2000s.
Or the JoJo's cookies from Trader Joe's.
There you go. And she trusted me, and so we watched part 1. She's in the middle of part 2 right now. I'm, of course, watching with her because it's not fun unless you're watching with someone.
It's true.
So we're going to do what we do on this channel and judge things, or more what Judge Meter does and judge things, and I sort of mediate. And we're going to judge every character from part 1 of JoJo's. We'll do all the parts. Once she sees all the parts, well, they're only up to 5 parts in the anime at the time of this recording, but... basically, she's going to judge them. I'm going to mediate. I'll give my thoughts, too. And, hey, we're going to try to find every character in Part 1. You ready, Judgment Meter?
I'm so ready.
You got your talking beanie on?
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait. Gotta find the tag. Gotta put it in the back.
Okay.
Gotta adjust.
All right,
I'm
guys.
ready.
No one can see the beanie because we're just voices right now, but, hey, that's all right.
The beanie's on.
The beanie is on. All right, so we're going to start off. Hey, what were your thoughts about Part 1 in JoJo's? Let's just get your general thoughts, and then we'll go into characters.
Dio is a jerk.
So he is. I yes. You know?
I was waiting for him to become nice, and that didn't happen.
It did not happen indeed. That was, maybe you seem to have this heavy theory that he'll come back. Maybe he'll redeem himself. Or maybe that was just the start of the adventure. I've seen just the anime, so I've seen the first 5 parts. So I know everything that happens, or what might disappoint Judgment Meter. Who knows? All right, let's start off with judging the main character, Jonathan Joestar.
He is so sweet. He's just a good person. He just wants to be a family.
So, Jonathan, if you go into the JoJo's community, when you ask who's worst JoJo, sometimes Jonathan just gets it out of the fact that every other JoJo that we see has just more personality, more going on. But after going through JoJo's, or at least first 5 parts, of course, I respect Jonathan a lot now. I like that he's just the noble knight guy. The noble guy. I respect, and I kind of noticed a bit of the campy JoJo's humor with how verbose he is. How verbose really everyone is in part 1.
I like the first JoJo watching season 2 because of how nicely Speedwagon talks about him.
But
in retrospect.
And to give you guys context, she's up to the AC/DC fight where they're on the spikes in part 2 right now, so that's how much context she has for because I love myself some Joseph, but we'll save that for when we talk about part 2. I actually really respect Jonathan a lot. I think he's a great man, a gentleman. Don't bother this guy. I forgot what Speedwagon said.
He's a gentleman. Have you seen his clothes? He's proper.
He is very proper. You remember the time that he respected his friend Dio? Regardless of how much hate was in his heart.
He tried so hard.
I think Jonathan deserves so much better. When I first saw the ending, and we'll just do full spoilers here. When Dio killed him, I honestly thought he was going to get out of it. I thought Jonathan was going to get out of it. I was like really pissed the first time I saw it. I was like, this is a ripoff.
Jonathan deserved better.
He really did. And he just like, he sits there and he's like, well, let's see here, my wife or the head of my former best friend that wasn't my friend at all. And he chose his friend because he saw the good in his heart. I respect you, Jonathan, but I want them to make like, JoJo's 1.5, just show what would have happened if Jonathan survived, and we just or just like show like the mid adventures of like him and Arita raising a child.
The mid-adventures of Jonathan Chistar.
Yes. The pretty average adventure of JoJo's.
Those are my favorite.
Next up, Dio. Let's talk about Dio Brando.
No, Dio's bad. We don't like him.
Okay, next up then, Speedwagon. No. No, we're gonna Dio. He's got cool powers, he has eye lasers and freezy boys.
The freezy boys are cool.
Yeah. And he's verbose and says Muda. Useless.
I do enjoy the verboseness.
Yeah, that's what we got going on, at least. That's what we got in such a... All right, well, apparently you don't want to talk about the main villain very much.
No, because he's mean. He's
Okay.
bad and he's mean.
All right, then. Next up, Speedwagon.
I like Speedwagon. He has a fun hat and cool eyebrows. And he's a bro.
Everyone has cool eyebrows in this show, but Speedwagon...
Yeah, but he has really big, thick, full eyebrows.
Well, you see, Speedwagon is the GOAT of this season, as in greatest of all time. All Jonathan had to do was kick him, and he's like, this guy's all right. I'm gonna go against my murderous ways to survive, and actually, just become a swell guy and follow him around and explain everything he's doing.
That sounds pretty swell.
I like. Why did he used the razor hat in the first episode, and he just never uses it again?
Yeah, that didn't come back.
Well, because he had to wear Zeppeli's hat, so,
Mm-hmm. Plot device.
No, but imagine if Speedwagon fought more. Speedwagon killed a zombie once, that's pretty cool.
He did. Remember that time he was awesome at fighting?
Remember that time he was awesome?
Yeah.
His entire existence? Anytime REO Speedwagon comes on in the car, I listen to it in honor of Speedwagon.
Love Speedwagon.
All right, next up, we'll do Will Zeppeli.
Zeppeli.
I like his hat. I mean, I don't. In the grand scheme of JoJo's, he's very important. He teaches JoJo about Hamon. How about we talk about when he was eating the sandwich? Remember, he cut off the crusts, and you were very amused by that.
I know. I like to eat the crust of sandwiches. That's the best part. I like to save them for last.
I like that he had a sandwich that was a triangle shape, and then he had a sandwich that was a rectangle shape, and I'm like, that...
It's because he's made of magic.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's what the Hamon really does. Remember when he punched the frog and it was okay?
I'm glad the frog wasn't hurt. Because I was really concerned at the beginning.
Yeah, but no, he was fine. All good. Zeppeli, good dude. I wish he at least died in the Dio fight and not in the fight against just like the main enforcer of Dio, because then I just felt, yeah.
I know. He deserved better.
He did. But hey, he has a grandson. That's cool.
I know. He was pretty cool.
All right, next up, Arita. Your silence says it all, doesn't it?
I know. She starts off not being that interesting, but later on she gets more personality.
You mean in her literal last episode of part 1?
So sad.
Tragic. I actually respect her a lot more, like looking at the grand scheme of things, and then looking at part 2, Arita. That's the thing. She's important in the overall, JoJo's lore, but yeah, she doesn't.
Plot device?
What?
Plot device?
Yeah, kind of. She becomes the granny. I feel bad for her. I honestly, she wanted to just die on the ship with her new husband, and that's pretty damn respectful.
It was her honeymoon.
I like watching it, knowing that was gonna happen. I'm like, oh my god! Like she says, like, I just wish this day would last forever. It's like,
no, you don't.
No, at least like imagine if it lasted forever though, in the sense of like more of a Groundhog's Day. She wakes up and she's like, okay, I know I have him for like the first 14 hours, and then everything just goes to hell. I respect Arita more. She's not bad.
First half of the day isn't gonna suck.
Yeah. So, yeah, she just doesn't want it to be an endless day. That would suck. And she took Dio's coffin and used it as a boat. That was actually pretty.
I was smart.
So yeah, good.
She's brilliantly.
Good on you, Arita. Okay, next up, everyone's favorite, Dyer, or better known in the community, the Thundercross Split Attack guy. I love this guy because of the meme. Thundercross, like the first time I watched it, I didn't even realize. I didn't remember anything about him. And then second time, I'm like, oh god, this is the guy that does the Thundercross Split Attack.
Oh, I thought that guy was from season 2.
No, he's from season 1. Let's
The flat hair.
Well, you see, and you don't know this yet because you don't know anything about part 3, but they do introduce another guy who is essentially just better him with flat hair. But he does the Thundercross Split Attack. Literally the strongest attack in all anime. It was so strong that only Dio could defeat it by using a dirty trick. This is the best attack in anything. Look at that. Look at him cross his arms and use thunder. It's a split.
He looks very powerful.
He's very powerful. Oh my, they totally had to scale down his power. Oh my god, Dyer. In all seriousness, I want to do top 10 most ridiculed anime characters one day, because he's definitely like the big, he's like the joke of JoJo's, where it's like, oh, that's the guy who was in part 1 and got his head chopped off and somehow lived for the 2 minutes after his head was chopped off and spit a rose at Dio. What?
How does that happen so often, that people get their heads chopped off and they keep on living?
To be fair,
I mean, it's only for a little bit.
To be fair,
or if in case it's a while.
To be fair, Zeppeli got just his bottom half chopped off, so he had a little more organs left.
Just a few more.
Just a few more. Okay, next up, let's do straights or straightso. I don't know if it's actually just supposed to be straights, and that was one of the censorships. So
this made me so sad.
So it's hard to put him in the perspective of just part 1, because you know exactly what happens at the beginning of part 2.
I know. I was confused and set off by the beautiful hair and the cloak.
I know he's a. You were like, oh, I love that background guy. I love him because of his hair. And I'm like, oh, he appears in part 2. You're like, really? And then part 2.
I know, his hair is so pretty. And
then part 2 happens, and he's like, I don't want to age.
It's like, oh no, now he's crazy.
I mean, it was pretty smart of Araki to just make him I'll make a bunch of background characters in part 1. So if I just want to use one as a plot device in part 2, whatever, no one cared. No one cared about him. What were you gonna say? It's good to have extra. It is. Okay, next up, we'll talk about Tonpetty. He was definitely a guy. Tonpetty. So, he was the master. To talk about him, Judge Meter, I know you like him.
I heard the name before I saw the person, and I was just so focused on the name, like, yes!
Yeah, he's essentially cool because of his name, and that's it. I mean, he's kind of cool. He kills some zombies. So.
Wouldn't you want your master to be named Tonpetty?
What?
Wouldn't you want your master to be named Tonpetty? That's pretty cool.
There's very few names I would like more. I'm trying to think of who's a musician, maybe Eric Clapton, instead of Eric Clapton. I don't know if they have a reference to Eric Clapton though in JoJo's. Layla. Next up, because part 1 has so little characters, we're running out of characters already. But it's okay. We got Bruford, or Bluford as he's known in the dub titles, or just the dub. He's the guy he basically had cool hair manipulation where he sucks your blood, and second best hair manipulator in JoJo's, and Judge Meter's like, there's another? Well, you'll find out.
You need to get me started on the bubbles.
Well, actually, you're just thinking about a different guy with cool hair.
I know, but it's another list.
Next time we'll next JoJo's video. Anyway, Bruford, Bruford. I almost said Bluford. I like that he gives JoJo's the sword of his sword luck, and then he's like, wait, no, I need to make an alteration. Here's a P. Pluck.
I love that part. No, it's just a little bit different.
It's like Jonathan should have been. Wait, Why'd you do that? Like, well, you can't just use the same name sword as me. That would just be silly. And I think they called the sword of pluck and luck, and there's probably a bigger meaning behind it. But I was just so enamored that he used his blood to put a P in front of the L and say, yeah, it's different. Why not? And then there was Tarkus, the other guy that. Oh, of course I got it.
No, we don't like this one.
No, he he killed Zeppeli with chain.
Mm.
We could have done without him.
He was not redeemable.
No. He had a helmet, I think. Yeah. Okay, next up, Poco, the child. Yep, your silence says it all. Oh,
yeah. So there was a kid.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Like they just had him.
Sidekick.
What do you say?
Everybody needs a kid sidekick.
Yeah, he's cousin Oliver, all right. They just used him like, oh, hey, we need something to get in there to help defeat Tarkus, and then he does. It's like, honestly, you could have just probably like cut that out and had some other plot device, but whatever. How about Poco's sister, the one that gets kidnapped by Dio?
I wish she had more of a role.
Oh, well, you thought her presence when she was on screen definitely enhanced our JoJo's experience?
I felt bad. I'm like, oh, this is unfortunate.
What, that she was captured or that she lost her brother?
That she was captured and Dio was awful. You don't touch a lady.
Man. Well, see, this is what happens. We start running out of characters in part 1. But you know what? We're crazy, and we're going to get every single character we can. Jack the Ripper. Remember him? He had knives.
I don't like him. Ugh.
Talk about his knives.
No, there's so many. Ew, why is it in his mouth? Ah.
All right. That's Jack the Ripper for it. Hey, that's Jack. Yep, I know Jack the Ripper got a text. All right, man. How about the guy that truly just ruined the end of part 1 for everyone? Wang Chen. I don't know if he's named after Wang Chung or what, but Dio's little servant with the hair and the mustache and the tongue.
I don't like the tongue. The tongue freaks me out a little bit.
I don't like him. If he wasn't there, he wouldn't have retrieved Dio's head, and Dio just would have been a little head just being like, oh, I'm a head, I'm on the ground, no one can help me. And then he's like, don't worry, Dio, I'll put you in this Futurama head preserver thing.
I didn't say that.
Oh, you can make the joke too.
It's okay, I already did.
No, okay. I've ruined it all. All right. So, I think there was one guy, and I just thought it was funny. His name was Doobie, and I'm sure it was after the Doobie brothers. But there's just that monster Doobie, and it's just funny hearing Dio say Doobie. Got any thoughts about Doobie?
Doobie should be something cute. That was not cute.
So you want Doobie to be like the very minor pterodactyl from Dragon Ball Z, Chobi. So that's that. Or do we have any other characters? We're going all off of memory here, like, because we want to just show. Okay, I'm gonna dig real deep here. How about the bullies from the first episode that stole Arena's doll and like were like Dio's like cohorts?
No, bad.
I just like that. Like Dio like had a gang of miscreants. And it was just like, yeah, they never showed up. Oh, I just remembered the character now. A good character. Denny the dog.
Bork.
JoJo's real friend.
JoJo's only real friend.
And I said
until
Denny.
Speedwagon came along.
No, I'm sure if Danny was still alive, it would be...
Remember what Dio did to him?
Yeah, everyone remembers what Dio did to him. Danny deserved better.
Danny did deserve better.
And then I told Judgment Meter that if you see someone abusing a dog in JoJo's, that's just how you know they're really evil.
Dogs are so pure.
I know. That's why he uses them. Man, if a dog like ever joined the cast or something, that'd be great.
When's that gonna happen?
Oh, just because I say that doesn't mean it's going. Yeah.
I love woofers.
Yeah. Let's see here. Every other character. The announcers from the rugby game at in episode 2. Yeah, I know. I'm really digging here. That one woman that Dio said, "Hey, I can turn both you and your baby into vampires."
That was sad.
And then he's like, no, listen, like literally, if I turn you into a vampire, every one of these vampire guys I got here, they all lost their humanity too. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? And like, come to think of it, like, what did she think he was gonna do with her baby if he truly kept his word that he wasn't gonna harm the baby, and then actually,
That feels bad.
like, is he gonna be like, okay, baby, go off in the world, or I will raise you to be pure like your mother wanted, even though I turned. God, yeah, no, that was like when I first saw that moment, I'm like, wow, Dio is an ass. So, let's see. How. I'm literally digging for Carrie. The baby that survived, that Arena took, whose mom was killed on the ship.
Do we ever hear back from him?
The baby?
Yeah, hear back. Like, do you ever know what happens to the baby?
Yes, we do, and that happens in part 2. That part that we're actually about to watch that episode, but you know, I know
Don't
not.
be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed, to be honest.
Oh, good.
If something like, I mean, you know, I'm not going to spoil too much, but yes, the baby does come back, in a big way. Who's your favorite character in part 2 so far?
Part 2, JoJo.
Yeah, no, Joseph is great. Joseph might be my favorite JoJo. I gotta think there. I would say either Joseph or Josuke, but let's wait for those ones where I can gush about them. Anyway, all right. I think we finally judged every single JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character from part 1 that is relevant enough, and I even dug for the really, really minor ones. I'm like going through in my head. The butler. Oh, the butler. Yeah, what'd you think of the butler? You know, I'm really digging
Now
him.
you have an opinion on the butler?
Yeah. How about his dad, George Joestar?
He was tough when JoJo was growing up. He's really tough on him.
But he realized at the end that JoJo was a true gentleman.
Yeah, at the end I felt bad.
JoJo's.
Why did they have more time together?
I know. JoJo's deceased mother. How about her? He had a picture of her.
I want to know why she had the mask.
Yeah, the mask. How about is the mask your favorite character?
No.
Now, if you had to get a Halloween costume right away, like you had no Halloween costume options except for the stone mask, would you wear it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. But all you need is a little blood and it will stay on your head.
Forever.
Well, actually, no, it won't, because it releases itself right away. You just turn into a vampire. You know, Dio turned out all right, though.
Did he?
No, he didn't. But he says Muda, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys, so that's us judging every character from JoJo's Part 1. Stay tuned for when we judge every character in JoJo's Part 2 eventually.
When we finish it.
Yeah, which I will expedite as much as possible, because Part 2... we're like halfway done. Part 3, though, that's a big trek for us when we get to that. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next podcast, Dio. That's podcast.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, I'm sorry I spoke over you.
Oops.
Now you can say your ending.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
And say your catchphrase.
See you in the next video.
Oh, that's my catchphrase.
Bye-bye.
This is what happens when I have you make up a catchphrase on the fly. Okay.
See you in the next stream.
Okay, you know what? It's fine. Hey, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.